Hello, I'm Heather Frank and I'm going to be doing my science demonstration. I will be doing it over the states of matter, solid, liquids, and we talked about gases. This demonstration mainly deals with solids and liquids. Prior to doing this demonstration for the investigation part, where borax is used in this demonstration, I'll have the students look up on their computers what borax is so they have a little bit better understanding of what they're going to be dealing with when we make the slime here in a little bit. Since we've been talking about solids and liquids, the children have a little bit of an idea of what solids and liquids are and what constitutes a solid and a liquid. And we're going to go over making some mixtures today. The first thing that I'm going to have them do when we get into the engage part, I'm going to ask them, if we mix two liquids, what do you expect to get? And I expect most of the students are going to answer that they're going to get a liquid if they mix two liquids together. So to do the explore, Shelby, get down, honey. To do the explore, just a second, get down. To do the explore part, I'm sorry, my cat got in the way. To do the explore part, I'm going to have some stations set up around the room, and they're going to be mixing two liquids together. One station that I thought I would have is I would have like a cola and a milk, and they could mix that together, and they would see that it still makes another liquid, but that it probably would change colors. I would also have another station set up that they could mix like water and milk together, and they could see that it would just lighten up the color as well too. I could come up with some other liquids that I would think would be feasible enough to bring in, and the students could go around and they could mix them together. They would see that two liquids make another liquid. And then I would ask them a little bit about, did anything change? And one of the things that they would probably be recognizing with the mixing the two liquids together is that the color would change. In this instance, one of the stations would be milk and water, and we can see that the milk here is a white color, and I'd have the students add the water to the milk. We're mixing two liquids together, and when they stir it, they can see that it is still a liquid. We could not pick this up with our hands. It still has the whitish color, but it's a little lighter than what it was to begin with. They're going to see the color change more when we have the soda with the milk. I didn't have any soda in the house, so I'm just going to have to use water today. I'm going to go ahead and take this to the kitchen so that it does not get spilled, and I'll be right back. After doing all of those sessions, I would have them list some of the features that they saw about making the two mixtures. I would then have them go to the computers for the explained part and see if they could find any kind of mixtures that involve two liquids making like a solid substance. See if they could just find anything along that line. And then after they've had a chance to do that, we would move on to our elaborate stage where we would then go into making the slime. To cut down on the need of supplies, I would have the children gather around the table and I would do this together with them. I've already emptied the glue into here. We would talk to the children about whether this is a solid or a liquid. We can't really pick it up with our hand. Is a solid. It pours. It has definite volume, but it does not have a definite shape. So the kids would be able to classify this glue as a liquid. We have our other liquid, which would be our water, and we're going to make a solution real quick. And here's the borax, and the students would be able to see that the borax is a solid at this situation. And so we would put the solid into I'd already put that spoon in the glue and didn't want to use it again. We would put our solid into our liquid, and we would be able to see that it's going to make a solution. We would talk to the students about the borax as the solute being dissolved in the solvent, which is the water. The kids would be able to see here, the students in the classroom would be able to see us making a solution that the solid here dissolved into the liquid to make our solution. We'll set that over here. I've already got my warm water in my glue bottle that we're going to be adding to our glue. And then I would pour my other liquid solution in here. And the students would be able to see that it is definitely another liquid. We'll mix this up. And for fun, because it wouldn't be any fun to make plain white slime, we're going to add some green food coloring. Students can see that we had a thicker liquid solution and a thinner one, and by mixing them together we're getting a really thin liquid at this point. I would continue to pull it up just to show them the consistency of it. We would go over again what our borax solution is, and that it's another liquid. Prior to mixing these two together, I would ask the students, what do you think is going to happen? Some of the students may have done this experiment and they're going to know, but having done all the other stations around prior to getting this one where they were mixing the two liquids, most of them would probably think that all this solution is going to do is thin this one down even further, like our warm water did to our glue. So I would start adding it to my glue solution, and we would let them watch what's going to happen now. And they could see already that it's starting to get really clumpy going on. And I'm just going to dump all of this in and probably get rid of the spoon and move right into using my hands to get it to go better. And I could keep pulling it up to show the kids that we're getting more of a solid solution here. It just keeps getting more solid here as we go by. And at this point I could ask the students if they thought that we were going to be able to get more of a solid solution just by mixing two liquids together. After we do this, we could even go further, and I would have the students do some research on the computer as to come up for the reason why we make more of a solid substance from our borax being added. When they get into looking at it, they will see that the borax reacts with the Elmer's glue and makes the polymers stick together. So we'll keep mixing this together. Get it all in there good. I would let the students feel this so that they would be able to get a good idea of what we're messing with here. Now that we have it in a solid ball, I would ask the students more, do we have a solid or do we have a liquid? And I would listen to see what their reasoning is behind each of them. Some of them may say that we have a solid because we were able to pick the whole glob up as one. We couldn't have done that with any of the liquid solutions before. And then I may have some of the students say that it's a liquid if we go by the definition because it has definite volume, but it doesn't have definite shape. Because if we were to put it into a square container, it would take the shape of that container. If we put it in a round container, it would take the shape of that container as well. So at this point, if we were to go off of technical terms, I would probably tell those kids that we would need to classify this as more of a liquid because it has definite volume but not definite shape, because it will take the shape of the container that it is in, even though we were able to pick the whole glob up. This is one of those that you could tell the student that it is really hard for it to fall into a definite category. It is a solid material where we can pick it up all at once, but because it is able to take the shape of the container it is in, it could be classified as a liquid just because it doesn't have definite shape. I will have the kids, again, like I said, do more research as to why this happened. And then for the evaluation part, prior to doing any of this demonstration part, they will have taken a pre-test. And then at the end, there will be a post-test, except for there will be a word bank added to that post-test. And the students will take it, and I will see how well they grasp the concept of this and how well they understood the definitions that we were learning. And the main terms that are going to be on the post-test would be like solid, liquid, solution, solute, solvent. They might have to come up with the definition for solid and definition of liquid and use that as our base as why our slime did whether it is going to be a solid or a liquid. That is my demonstration. Thank you.